Hello folks, it's Kane and welcome to Kane's Corner. We are looking at a new game today called Encased, which as you can see is a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG. Now, I want to state, this is one I have played a bit, because I have a continue as you can see. I essentially sort of did like the tutorial bit and where they set up the story and everything, and that's about it. And when I was offered this, it said it was a bit like Fallout. As in the original Fallouts, not like Fallout 3, New Vegas 4, etc., like 1 and 2. And I started playing it, and my first thought was, yeah, this is kind of like Fallout. I like this. So I thought what I'll do is I'll do a video on it, and we'll do the first bit that I did, which is sort of the tutorial and learning how the combat and everything works and all your skills and things before the story kicks off, and we'll end when the story kicks off. And then if you guys want me to continue it, I'll look at continuing it, and if you don't, that's fine too. But this is fun, and if you like RPGs and you like the post-apoc setting, I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's start a new game. I was playing on this. I was playing on Classic, so that's what I will go with. There's a lot of talky-talky in this, so if there's not a lot of commentary, that's why.
We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the CRONUS Corporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spires station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the Dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at CRONUS. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the Dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
So there's your exposition and world setup, so you now know what's going on. Now, when I played this, I picked a pre-made character. And it was... let me see if I can find it. It was him. So basically, if I go back a bit, that was the first lady. So there it says wing. The wings are factions, sorry, branches within the company that you're working for, CRONUS even. From what I can work out, Black Wing is security. Blue Wing is like maintenance and shit like that. Like my character said he really liked tinkering with vehicles and computers. So he was good at hacking and repairing things. White appears to be the scientists, and I don't really know much other than that. Silver seems to be management, so I assume they're going to be sort of people skills, things like that. And orange are convicts. Now, from what is explained during the game, if you are a convict, you can choose to apply to work for CRONUS. And doing so, while you're doing so, you essentially work off your time, your sentence. I don't know much about that. That's just kind of what was explained. I also might be slightly wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So obviously, when you see an orange, they've normally got someone from Black Wing with them to keep an eye on them. What I will probably do is I'll probably try and pick something I haven't done before. What the hell's that? Oh, that's cool. Blue Wing, Orange Wing. See, there we go. Here's one of the convicts. They are strong men were broken in prisons, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Lord. Jesus. Some of you need help. I'm just saying. What's this? Oh. Bossy. Change one leadership position for another after line 6. Yeah, it looks like silvers are more personable than the others, so that's interesting. And then we've got the whites. High-tech weapons, medicine, tech, science. I might go for a white. But I'm not sure which. What's this do? Okay, it's like a... Oh, no thank you. Prodigy. Graduate University 11. Wow. You can describe your genius in 20 languages. There are a few things you don't understand on Earth, and as soon as you learn about the dome, you happily decide to go there. You're exceptionally smart. But you know so much that when interacting with the world, you only get half the experience. So you level slower. I'm going to try this guy. Why not? What's he got? Ionization. And he's got psi powers as well. Interesting. Okay. I have not messed with the psi stuff. So that could be interesting. Okay. Time for the talky talk stuff. Yep, I know all that. Good lord, look at all this. So yeah, this is where you start, and you can go around and you can talk to people, and that one's me there. So let's talk to this guy.
Wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks.
So as you can see there, being in different wings gives you different conversation options. Obviously, I'm not silver, so I can't pick that. I'm white.
Monty makes a ring with his thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
I mean, I look like a complete and utter nerd, right? So let's pick this one. See, it's an opportunity to participate in mankind's greatest experiment.
Oh, I see. Well, if you ever decide to sew together a Frankenstein's monster from the bodies of dead oranges, be sure to let me know.
The silver laughs at his own joke, alone.
Dude, you need some social skills.
An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
As you can see in the conversation, stuff is highlighted, and when you do you mouse over it, you get a bit of an explanation. So that's a nice touch. I like that. Right, so we can't do anything more with him. This guy, let's talk to this guy.
A man with a mustache and a blue jumpsuit is standing at the window, studying the construction site below through the occasional break in the clouds. His badge reads Igor Patan, planner.
Last time I spoke to this guy, even though he was a blue and I was a blue, I couldn't talk to him because he doesn't speak English. This guy says he knows like 20 languages, so maybe I can talk to him.
Taps on the glass with one finger and gestures you to come and take a look. Seems like he doesn't speak English.
Yay. So, even though my file says I can speak 20 languages when I started the game, I can't speak to him because my intelligence is too low. Thanks, game. I wonder if there's anyone then who does start with the appropriate intelligence to talk to him.
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on her black overalls reads Elsa Olafson, Security Service. She glances at you and offers her hand in a businesslike manner.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
So, again, that comes back to what I said earlier. She is Blackwing, therefore she's security. This guy here, where my leg is showing through him, is an orange, and therefore he's a convict.
I just follow orders. Even if his crime was embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are the rules.
Olison shrugs in a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
I'll try and mouse over stuff like this so you guys can read it as I can. Well, as I remember, more to the point.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the Silver a vengeful look.
And there's your information about Silverwing, so I was mostly right. Okay.
The Orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads, Quentin Bisley, Laborer. He's side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley.
Alright, let's find out why he was in prison.
The Orange's face stretches into a broad smile, bearing his dentures to the world.
Like everyone, duh. In a black car, under guard.
Oh, never mind then.
There's other guys too, the ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing. Quentin raises his hands to examine the devices.
They call them humane handcuffs. How about that? Truth is, there ain't nothing humane about them. They zap you real hard the moment you get your hands on a gun. But they sure look nice.
Bisley lowers his hands again and smirks.
Alright then. And then this is the last lady, who is a white, the same as me.
A pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads, Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The white presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
There we go, just so you guys get to read that.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask.
Okay, let's use the perception, because we
Kimura
can.
peers through the glass in the direction you indicate.
Oh, that's the aircraft that crashed into the dome during the first expedition. I believe that's a wing fragment, and there's some white canvas. What do you think that is? Maybe a parachute?
Probably.
The white shakes her head, bewildered.
I just can't believe it. It's all true. We're on our way to meet the future.
Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the dome is a selectively permeable environment.
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
Okay, so when I last did this, I couldn't answer this because my science wasn't high enough. So let's find out.
Kimura listens without interrupting, as if considering your every word.
It's quite possible. I would like to set up an experiment to test this in practice.
She cuts off abruptly.
Okay.
You exchange glances with the rapidly blushing Kimura.
Not in that sense. I mean, yes, in that sense, but it is science. You know?
Okay.
It's quite serious.
Okay.
She blushes even more.
No thanks.
I had to. Okay, right. So that's
Stopping by the
basically all you
door's
can do.
porthole, you watch as the ground slowly approaches. It looks brown-black through the tinted glass and smoky blue at the horizon. It almost seems like the clouds are pulling apart there. You scan the desert for any sign of the anomalies you've heard so much about.
I think I've already highlighted that, but just in case.
A flat, dark form hangs in the air above the horizon. It vaguely resembles a mushroom cloud, but with a much denser structure. In the distance, you can also see a strange, apparently man-made wall rising from the sand. All the radio ads and TV shows were telling the truth. This place really was made for those who place their trust in science. Just as you're about to move away from the window, you notice a whirlwind beginning to form above the ochre plain. The gathering storm drifts unhurriedly above the desert, a crown of green lightning flashing at its core. Clearly no ordinary weather phenomenon. It must be one of those anomalies. You freeze by the window, unable to avert your gaze.
Okay, and basically you need to just pick one of these to move on to the
outlines
next
of the
area.
landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
There we go. Okay, so that's just sort of a little intro, and you get to talk to a few people. Right. Now, you can use WASD to move around, and it's Q and E to rotate, which is, you know, really handy, because you do need to. And you can use mouse wheels to zoom in and out. I believe you can use, yeah, you can use the square brackets near the enter key. I'm not sure what it would be on other keyboards. That's just what it is on an English keyboard. So... there you are, it tells you that, we know that. Right, come on. Come talk to this person, please.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars.
Let's have a look.
You raise the binoculars to your eyes. Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nuzzi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
Now, in my previous playthrough, I was able to pick that because I had the appropriate reconnaissance. I actually don't remember what the hell the result was. I think I saw some extra buildings and stuff in the distance. So let's do that.
I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord, and not merely some desert sandstorm. That's an anomaly. I hope it lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
Alright, let's ask him what his job thing means.
The scientist looks blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nuzzi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to Crystal Sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
I mean, I do like getting paid, yeah.
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then, you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
Alright.
Nuzzi looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside. And the storm is growing stronger. Yeah, the storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
Alright, so let's get inside.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place.
Kidoki, we're in. Yeah. I know. I already know this, thank you. Alright, and there's one of our companions, so let's talk to him.
Mr. Rayhead, would you bring me... Oh, hello there.
Right, how'd you like the inside of the domes? It's not always fully voiced, just FYI. Not ready to answer that yet, not enough time's passed, yeah. The first impression is unfortunately not very positive. They forgot to add my name to the new recruits manifest. Can you imagine? Okay, let's try and help him. Are you for real? That'd be incredibly kind of you. Maybe my optimism about this place and the people working here was justified after all.
I hope to see you again soon.
Do you tell me anything? You're a black, I believe. You're a blue, sorry, I couldn't tell very well. Okay. Strongly cheap cigarettes. Tu Yin Yun, I think that's correctly pronounced, I'm not sure. Comms engineer, right. Can I help? Ask what you're doing. I'm trying to calculate the optimal route for telecommunication cables. Cables connecting the entire dome. From the hub and up to the spire. Aha! The cable isn't anything connecting the dome civilization. Is the only thing connecting the dome civilization. My mistake. And if that happens to break, my mission is to ensure stable connection and secure line, which is impossible without proper documentation. The way they're doing it here is a shame. Person could do time for that back where I'm from. I wish I had spoken to this guy on my previous save, because I've got an option there for Blue Wing, which my previous character was, and this one isn't, so I'm kind of screwed. Let's ask what about it is a shame in his opinion. Laid in properly, various factors negatively affecting the signal strength. One was damaged equipment. We have developed professional culture and quality control system. Most of those problems could be solved in short order. What animals? They don't tell you nuance much. I suppose it's because of some sort of security order. But in my opinion, this whole thing reeks of sabotage. Oh. That's about animals. Wolpers, huge, bold shrews, very unpleasant creatures. Okay, yeah, let's just leave.
I hope to see you again soon.
Right. So we need to go over here. That's the terminal. That's the pisser by the looks of it. We don't need that.
This electron has not been properly authorized. Please visit the reception desk to register.
Okay, so we better do this first then. Give
The
suicidal
tall
orders.
receptionist watches you from behind his desk with a bored, haughty look. He waves impatiently at you to approach. The employee glances at you indifferently. His upper lip is ever so slightly curled in contempt.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhet, administrator. The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the CRONUS Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Is it just me, or does this guy remind you of the guy who owned Aperture in Portal 2? Whose name escapes me for the moment.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Yep, let's get on.
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod.
I'll tell you what, let's pass him a note. I did that last
The
time.
administrator squints at the paper in his outstretched hand before setting it next to the keyboard and entering the information into the database.
That's something I'd probably do, to be honest.
Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
CRONUS was founded as a society of scientists and military professionals. White Wingers have special privileges at most of the original locations built in 71 and 72. And there are still purely white zones in Magellan too. Limited access laboratories, operating rooms, the morgue, warehouses, some parts of the reactor. I think you'll like it.
Dean continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
I'll go for just the short version because I did the detailed one in my previous playthrough. It's like pick up your gear, get your weapons checked, do the weapons training, then go to the scientist guy and do some scanning, and then I think it's go to the bus.
Rayhet snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last, go to the waiting room and wait for the bus to Magellan.
Psi abilities test is the bit I forgot about, but yeah, it's pick up your stuff, so you like your uniform, go to the armory, get your weapons, go, and then I went and did the weapons test after that because it was literally right next door. Then I did the Psi test, then I did the anomaly thing, and then I went to the bus. So
Dean sits back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't any questions.
nope, we're done.
Rayhet claps his hands in satisfaction.
Great.
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
Thank you very much.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
All right then. Yeah, Kairos messages tab. Okay, cool. Right, now I could go do this to register him. Yeah. Come on, thank you. Register Monty James, but no, I'm not going to register him in Orange Wing. That's just unnecessary. Okay, we should double check. You don't press send. It's done. Silvering login as admin. Interesting. I forgot about that. What's the news? Let's represent a photo. Flaming ball above a laboratory workbench. 3 figures standing behind it. Read the article. It's a relic. 5 years of the future. Humanity celebrates discovery of the Dome Day. Yeah, let's just leave. Okay, now we could go tell him that we've done. See, fairly standard RPG. Run around. Tell him you've added him. Take for spectacles. Rest them on the cushion beside him and gives you a hug. Puts his glass back on. Thank you for such an impressive example of cooperation with a stranger. Perhaps the Dome really is a special place. Isn't that nice? There we go. Now he's gone. Okay. So now we've got to do the lots of runny, talky to people bollocks. Who are you? Slim cheek, bony silver woman with a red wine lamp in her hands. She's an administrator. According to the Administrative Order of September 14, 1976, the waiting area may be accessed through the regular staff corridor. Please be advised that this rule does not apply to newly arrived employees. Okay. Should cut down the smokes. Good day, new employee. Can you go through to the waiting room? Right, okay. Right. So basically, normally you can go through there and go that way, although that kind of looks like everything fell apart. So I've got to go this way and talk to this guy. Okay. Storekeeper. I think logbook appears at once from under the counter. Puts on glasses. So there's the line pages. This is your first uniform requisition, right? You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me. Give me equipment. Listen to the instructions. Okay. You may get shot, which is mechanical damage, acid, which is biochemical, electrocuted, which is energy, anomaly is psionic, freeze death is cryonic, and fried is heat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways of getting damage, and they're all different. And when I was looking at my character, I remember there was like different resistances. So that is important to remember. That's why it's important to protect your equipment traveling outdoors. Yes, I'm aware of that. And hazardous situations, equipment will get damaged. The more it gets damaged, the more often you have to repair it. What I'm wondering is, does it give you less resistance the more damaged it is? Because I'm not sure of that. Got repair kits. Sell blooming specialists ready to help you at any large base, but they're not always available. Learn how to use them. Okay, that's all the instructions. Give you a uniform. Yeah. Most advanced clothing under the dome protects from acid, aggressive former, and radiation. Not very effectively, though. Don't expect miracles. Purchase, barter. Okay, so we can buy things from him. Helmets and gloves are not issued. Full set includes headgear and mask. Headgear or mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots. Okay, here's the uniform. Right, can I buy anything from you? Because I've actually not checked. So I've got $40. And I can't actually buy anything. I kind of want that shovel, though. Okay. Right, so now you need to put your uniform on. There we go. What's that? Electronic key for doors within CRONUS facility. I see. Right, let me just organize this. Yeah, the inventory is grid, like Diablo, if you've ever played that. But you also have a weight carry limit. So you've got both to deal with. I haven't actually run into any problems yet. And in fact, this eventually does scroll down even further. So it's not as limited as it appears to be. So I'm not entirely sure why they did this. You know, if it just continues to grow, then why not just make the inventory a list? Since you've got your carry weight limitation. It didn't make much sense to me. All right. Talk to this lady. Yep, okay. She's got a pipe. Talk away with a pleasure. Ask for a personal weapon. This is your first receipt. Yeah. I ain't tell you shit about this thing because that's exactly how much I know. Laser. It's a laser. My last one wasn't a laser. You probably know more than I do. Okay. Thank her and leave. She says she doesn't know anything. Rubbish is the item quality. Okay. You could buy stuff from her as well. Yep, okay. Now we've got to go talk to Psychic Boy. Okay, so I did go to Psychic Boy. I didn't do the training first. I went to speak to Psychic Boy. I was wrong. Okay. Sligo is the raise out to my hand above the table. All the paper clips and stuff. Right, Psionics said to show you have skills as well. So I do have Psionics, which I believe I mentioned in when we picked the character. My last one didn't have any at all. You know, spread fingers emit barely visible sparks of energy. Pencils, paper clips, toothpicks, and pistachio shells dance chaotically in the air. Cool. Gives you a thumbs up. Here for the briefing. Shall we get to it? Yes. Here's a deal. It's more profitable for people with high psyche to study science. Give me your hand. He grabs your hand. You know you've got one hell of a talent. Slimy little bastard, you. You want to take my office? I know, but you sure got some power there. Okay. And then he gives me the glove, which I've already had, but it concentrates your psi power. Then science put on the glove, transform into the necessary shape. Okay, and we'll leave. Right. So I should now be able to wear the glove. Where's the glove? Aha, it's a weapon. Right, okay. There we go, and that's just on there. That's fine. Yeah, so I've got an actual, like, laser gun. I didn't have that last time. I just had a normal, boring pistol. So, okay. Your newcomer, right? It's a straight up open house here today. Also, there's not a lot of sound. Crystal shards. The sand, sorry. That's the way it's done. Someone's jammed up a lot with chewing gum just for a laugh. They're like animals as oranges marking their territory. If you ask me, they're too gracious about those bastards in crystal sands. Right, ask if you can open the door. I wish I could and go to disassemble, clean, and reassemble it to get it working. It's work I don't need, thanks to some idiot. And he's giving me a lockpick. Is it legal? Pick this lock specifically as much as you like, but in general, yes, it could be illegal. Okay. No one would be upset if you don't touch it, if you touch another's law. Yes, I'd like to learn how to pick locks. Okay. Utility belt. Each CRONUS implies utility belt. Okay. Cool. Okay. Always use brand name stuff if you can. Groovy, Modus, and Supercolor. Is a Supercolor like a graphics card manufacturer? Right. Okay, so let's see. So it's this. Right click. Pick lock. And I can use the simple or the electric. I will use the electric because it's better. There we go. Okay, so that's done. I'm not sure how fatigue works. So, although it says I've got it, I'm like, no idea. And let's talk to you. I think you give me a leaflet, don't you? Welcome to the Dome Overview. Information useful for every scientist and researcher. I actually can't do either of these. Agree to listen. Yeah. New beginning. It marks the beginning of a new era in history of civilization. You chose White Wing. You're constantly to lead humanity to a better tomorrow. The entire infrastructure under the dome is tailored to scientists' needs. The Magellan Research Station to the north is equipped with the latest scientific equipment, and many other projects have special research facilities built just for them, like the White Swan or Kaleidoscope project. Interesting. Don't trust swans. Swans are evil. CRONUS believes the forefathers' technology will change the future, therefore invest heavily in providing luxury living conditions for White Wing employees. Nice. Substantial wages, comfortable accommodations, free insurance, all to help you uncover the secrets of the dome. Stay silent. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the speech. Why not? Just be nice. Just be nice. I'll take the leaflet. Why not? It might be useful at some point. I actually don't know. Who are you? Are you the hippie? Yeah, you're the hippie, I think. Yeah, the peace sign. So there's a Black Wing guy who is a hippie and is anti-violence, which is just hilarious. Asking about non-lethal weapons. Your weapons. They're explaining almost any kind can use non-lethal ammo. Tasers, pepper spray, tranquilizer, darts, martial arts. That's the stuff I really want to learn. That's what the House of Kindness is. We practice meditation, walk on coals, don't eat meat, and I'm trying to give up plastic. I mean, giving up plastic I can get behind. The shit's awful. Ask what hippie sitting in the Black Wing. I never asked him this. So my mission, I chose Black Wing to prove by example that military service without violence is possible. Okay. I actually can't argue with that. I really can't. Right, let's talk to you. Middle-aged Black. Winston Botherby, instructor. Okay. So you wish to receive military training. So the weapon received. Check my knowledge. Are you fully prepared to disappoint me? You're prepared. Yes, I'm prepared. Behind the door is the combat simulation. The condition training zone simulate those one would experience in the field. The goal is to avoid getting lost and dying of dehydration. Aim the barrel away from yourself when shooting. Thanks. All right, leave. And we've just got to go kill things. Right, so we go use this. Proceed, enter alpha, proceed to the training zone. Here we go. Right, so there's a mine there. Why do I not have any sound? It's very, very unusual. Let me see if I can fix that really quick. It will appear my everything has stopped working, so let's carry on with this. So it's going to be silent, I'm afraid, folks. Let's hurry on with this and, you know, get done. Right, so now last time I went here. My energy shot, ionization. High temperature shot. Right, let's just shoot you then. There we go. And then it's... Yeah, I can't do anything because I don't have any action points spare. That's fine. You can't do anything. So let's do the same again here. I could do that, and then I can crouch, I believe it is. Which gives me extra armor, I think. And then we just go boom and boom. And I am done. Wow, I'm actually done with taking no damage. I believe on the last one I actually didn't manage to do that, so that's quite interesting. Dialogue with weapon drawn. Yeah, make sure you just click left button on the weapon icon in the bottom left of the screen. Right, there we go, just put it away. Make your training with that, make a total fool of yourself. Congratulations, send a report up the chain about your completely unanticipated success. Thank you. I think. Alright, so what I'm going to do now that bit is done is I'm going to stop recording here, go fix the sound issue, and then I'll continue. So if there's like a weird jump cut or anything, in fact, let's quickly save the game. There you go, you can see all my old saves there. There we are, so I know which one it is. Okay, so we'll quickly do that, and I will go and get this weirdness fixed. Okay, folks. Sound issue fixed. No idea what it was. I just rebooted the laptop and it's fine. But being completely honest, There's been a Windows update.
Listen to this information.
You know what Windows is like. It's probably fucking broken something. Simple as that. So, let's continue.
You see a tall scientist in a white lab coat, bathed in the dim lamplight. He almost appears to be hovering above the laboratory floor. The man turns at your footsteps. He's holding a paper clipboard and a pencil. His shimmering silver badge reads Sebastian Van Olden. He glances from you to the glittering watch on his wrist.
I want us to respect one another's time. Please speak loudly, clearly, and to the point. You must be the newcomer I was told about. Nice to meet you.
Could be bloody twins. We both look pissed off and wear glasses.
Finished with his unusual greeting, he offers you his thin hand. The scientist puts the clipboard aside, raises his watch for a closer look, and sets the timer. He shows you his watch dial.
According to the rules of this briefing, I have to touch on a large number of topics. Therefore, I will do so very briefly. Do not interrupt me. When I'm finished, I'll answer your questions. Within regulations, of course.
Okay.
Sebastian produces his handheld and clicks some buttons.
I checked your scanner. It's working and is connected to the Minerva database. Everything you scan will earn you CRONUS or Forefathers knowledge points.
I still don't know what those are for. I've got some. In my other save, I just got no idea what they're for.
The instructor watches you with displeasure.
Are you listening? Scan everything that might be of scientific interest. First of all, anomalies. They could be dangerous. Make sure to always have medication with you.
He places a canvas pouch in your hand.
This pouch is full of bolts. You can temporarily discharge an anomaly by throwing a bolt into it. It's primitive, but reliable.
As long as it works, I don't care.
Van Olden pushes a button on his stopwatch.
So, my oral briefing fell within the allotted span of time. Any questions you want to ask me?
Let's just ask him all of them, because I didn't last time.
Sebastian snorts skeptically.
Oh, great. You're even ignorant of the basics. Minerva is a mainframe located at Magellan Base, where you'll be going soon, by the way. The Minerva disk stores the database containing every piece of information about the Dome and the company's employees. It is thanks to this scanning that the database is constantly updated. Are you ready for the second part of the briefing, or do you have any more questions?
The instructor looks at his chronometer again. The white scowls in annoyance.
Do you know anything at all? What did you come under the Dome for anyway? You get knowledge points for scanning objects.
I know that, but you never explained what the difference is or what I fucking do with them.
For scanning anomalies and relics, you receive Forefather points. Scanning the company's property and employees, living or dead, earns you CRONUS knowledge points.
He explains with a sagacious expression.
You can exchange knowledge points for medication and equipment as part of the volunteer research program. Are you ready for the next part? The clock is ticking.
The instructor
Thank you.
taps his
Now I
watch
know.
meaningfully. Sebastian pulls a scanner from his pocket.
I will demonstrate this only once. To switch on the scanner, press the button on the right side of the manipulator housing. The scanning beam is narrow. It's intended to focus on one object at a time.
Okay.
Van Olden turns on the scanner and continues.
My advice is to scan anything that might be of scientific or statistical interest. Relics, Forefathers objects, automatic doors, vehicles, vending machines, deceased employees.
Not entirely sure why we want to scan like shit that we already know about, but whatever.
He turns the screen so you can see it.
The scanner automatically transmits data to the Minerva system, and you receive knowledge points. Do you have any questions, or can we proceed to the practical part of our briefing? You'll need some one-use stimulator injectors, bandages to stop bleeding, and anti-radiation agents and radio protectors, including ARAD-3.
The white ticks these off on his fingers. He produces a black-capped, transparent plastic jar out of his pocket.
According to protocol, you should have this medicine. I'll give it to you as soon as we proceed to the practical part of the briefing. Are you ready, by the way, or do you have any questions?
Let's
The
do that.
researcher winces.
Why do I have to spell out every single thing for you? Take a bolt, throw it at the anomaly, and it goes off. Any more questions?
The scientist glances at his watch again.
You're within the time limit for questions. The next step is training in the artificial ecozone.
He
Okay.
rests one finger on the button in preparation to start the timer.
You're going to go downstairs and scan relics. I will be monitoring your progress. Please note there are several radioactive anomalies in the ecozone. These are the same conditions you'll be working in the field. Radioactive zones and relics are quite common under the dome.
Okay.
He smoothly extracts a jar of yellow pills from his pocket.
Here's your Arad 3. And one more thing. Just a moment.
Now, what it doesn't tell you is that you are actually, like, supposed to go through to here, but he just... He fucks off and says, just a moment, and then I was walking around going, okay, so what the fuck am I supposed to do now? You were supposed to go through there.
Van Olden gestures back at the ecozone.
You haven't completed scanning everything yet. Finish the task first.
Yeah, and he makes you want to do this without actually telling you. He just says, oh, just a moment, and then fucks off, and you kind of expect us to know. So the one part of this game that made me go, really...
Be careful around the anomaly.
Yeah.
One of them and you'll be injured. Toss a bolt at the anomaly. Journal entry. A successful scanning attempt. You're doing all right so far. Go ahead. Keep an eye on you and make sure you don't screw it up.
You basically just do that.
And again, watch out for anomalies.
And you can just cheat and run all the way around over here. Come on. Or apparently he's going to run straight through the middle. Thank you. And scan that. What I did last time was I went scan that, ran around the outside and came down here, and then you basically didn't have to deal with the radiation. But you lob the bolt like that, which, see, turns that off. Job done. And that's it. That's all you have to do for that bit. Right. Unfortunately, sometimes the panning in this game is a bit weird for me because I've got a 2-monitor setup, and my mouse can, like, leave this window.
Sebastian
It's not
meets
locked.
you on the platform.
Your finishing time is within the acceptable range.
Yeah.
Clicks the stopwatch button, fixing the result time.
Let's go out the results.
Scientist turns back to his notes.
Not bad. One question. You observed several anomalies while scanning. Why do you think they appeared? I'd like to hear your opinion.
I know he wasn't very impressed with that one when I picked it, which obviously I can't do now, so not blue wing, I'm white, so...
The scientist assumes a superior expression.
I knew you'd come up with something like that. I see you understand nothing about the nature of anomalies. So let me add a couple of points.
That was exactly what he told me last time, fucking arsehole.
He glances at the shimmering blue light in the ecozone.
The truth is, we don't know the precise reason for these phenomenon either. We actually know nothing, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise.
Sebastian points a thin finger at the clustered lightning.
I personally believe that the anomalies are the dome's security mechanism. The ones you saw are relatively harmless, but there are different anomalies in the desert, phenomenon that toy with the human mind.
Ooh.
Van Olden clasps his hands behind his back.
I know you don't care, but I'll say it anyway. Scientists today are required to be wonder workers who can heal cancer with a wave of their hand and solve the secrets of the universe during their coffee break. For some reason, no one wants to understand that fundamental science is always an investment in the future. It produces no answers here and now.
The White's gaze strays back to his clipboard.
If something terrible happens under the dome one day, and I'm sure it will, science will protect no one. That is all. Off you go.
That's not foreshadowing at all, is it? Right.
Please stand by for decontamination.
Okay, so we've done that, we've done that. And then it's this way, I think.
And the riddles of an ancient civilization. Listen to this information.
Yes, because I came in through there, so it's this way. That guy, I remember I can't do anything with because I tried and I don't have the money. There is other stuff in here, but I'm not going to cover everything because just in case anyone decides they want to play it. So I'll leave a few things for you guys to discover.
I'm listening.
Okay, so we've got this guy. Head of security. Yep. That's a bit of lint off your shoulder and just the colour of your jumpsuit. Your uniform could use a wash. What? Piss off! Head of security, you were sent to Magellan as a change of circumstances. And also the door behind him. I've got an urgent order for you. Your help is needed at a nearby object. Mr. Kingsley's waiting right now to give you your assignment. He'll tell you everything. That's why he needs you, but not the other White. Because there was the scientist lady. Now together with Tomoko Kimura. She's too specialised. That's why Mr. Kingsley asked for you. Okay, let's go. Go in here then.
The giant display glows welcomingly when you approach. A red light comes on under the screen's steel hood. The camera is switched on. A gray old man with high cheekbones appears and squints out at you from the screen.
Do you copy?
He leans close to the camera, his glasses glittering.
My name is Martin Kingsley. I'm Chief Officer of Magellan Base. We were supposed to meet in person, but unforeseen circumstances prevented that. One moment. I'll grab your file.
And this is why I wanted to get the audio fixed, because there's now a lot of narration and exposition and storytelling and shit like that, so it was really, really important.
He reaches for something out of view and produces a thin folder with your name on the cover. Apparently, your file. Kingsley opens the folder to thumb through the pages. He marks one of the pages with a pencil.
White Wing. You know, I have a great deal of respect for our science division. And I find the people intriguing as well. I shouldn't ask, but how did you come to choose this profession?
Professor, you're attracted by the dark secrets of the Forefathers' technologies, yeah.
The administrator is examining you steadily.
Yes, enthusiasm is good. Just mind the safety regulations and remember any damage to CRONUS property is considered a personal liability. Mind that this extends to the research complex itself.
That's fair.
Kingsley closes the file and folds his hands in front of him.
Thank you for your reply. I learned a little more about you. Now I want you to learn a little bit more about us. Keep in mind, this is not a rehearsed speech.
Bet it is. I bet it is.
He assumes a serious expression.
When the dome was discovered in 1971, it became a scientific and media sensation, a worldwide phenomenon, and likely the most significant discovery in the history of mankind.
Kingsley drums his fingers on the unseen desk, his gaze focused somewhere beyond.
I see. You were enticed here by radio advertising, telefilms, and all those interviews, billboards at every turn. CRONUS wants the world to see the dome as a stage where something merry and fascinating is going on. But now that you're actually here, I want you to see the real picture.
You can't make out his eyes behind the glare on his spectacles, but he seems to be staring directly at you.
Here's the truth. Nobody was waiting for us inside the dome. It's neither a treasury of technologies nor a cemetery of the ancients. Perhaps what we're doing now is defusing the world's most complicated bomb. Will our mission thrive? I believe so. If we work together and everybody does their part.
He looks back at your file.
I say, do what must be done. Because that's what the concept of the 5 wings is all about.
Kingsley points at the camera.
You're from White Wing, and everybody else, even I myself, is working to allow you to do your part. But the inverse is also true. People are eagerly waiting for your results, discoveries, brilliant solutions to intractable problems. Some progress to justify all the catastrophes and tragedies that happen here under the dome.
Oh yeah, you're really selling it, thanks mate.
Putting the folder aside, he sits back and stares at you in silence. It gets so quiet that the ticking of a clock can be heard through the speakers. Kingsley sighs quietly.
You were probably waiting for some boilerplate welcome speech, but I prefer to talk about real-world problems. Glad to meet you.
Let's pick that one and be polite.
Martin nods slowly.
I apologize once again for this long-distance meeting. Now, as we don't have much time, I'd like to get to the point. I'm sure you're curious why you were taking off the bus to Magellan and brought here instead.
Yes.
He moves closer to the camera.
I'm going to show you a short video. Please pay attention.
Kingsley's face freezes on screen.
I have an urgent mission for an employee of your background and qualifications. I'd have assigned someone from Magellan, but I'm short on personnel. That's why it has to be a newcomer. I apologize again for the rush, but it seems I have no choice.
Martin noisily clears his throat.
Maybe you've heard about Nashville Base. While preparing the materials for this mission, I came across a short documentary film about the complex. I think you should watch it.
The speakers produce a hollow click. Purple, gray, and black spots flicker on the screen. A blurred title, The CRONUS Archive 1971 to 1974, was used in the production of this recording, appears at the bottom. The shadow of an airplane flies across a faded yellow desert. A cheery voice fills the room. Every day, our researchers uncover more and more of the dome's secrets. There is no doubt the underground structures, so-called objects, are organized according to some pattern. Though early on, the importance of the relics to scientific research was considered insignificant. The desert dims into the black of a chalkboard. White lines drawn by an invisible hand begin to sketch a schematic of the dome.
I did consider skipping all this, but to be honest, I thought it was kind of important.
The narrator continues. By 1972, however, many important discoveries had come to light in a period of only a few months, and the construction of stationary research bases adjacent to the more promising objects began. Personnel moved into Ankara in May of 1972, and within half a year, Boston and Dessau were also brought into service, though the biggest discovery was yet to come. The picture changes to a chasm suffused with electric light, people bustling about everywhere.
Now, if my memory is correct, if you pick this, it's about this area where it skips to, so you can skip quite a big bit of it.
The speaker's voice seems to come from a distance. In November of 1973, a massive network of underground caves and a structure of hitherto unseen complexity was discovered in Sector C-12. Soon afterwards, the construction of C-12 Nashville began.
But yeah, you can skip quite a bit.
The camera glides through dim caverns as the silhouettes of bizarre mechanisms emerge. Metal structures loom up from the dark, surrounded by earth-moving machines and exhausted miners wearing orange jumpsuits. The speaker continues. C-12 Nashville is an innovative research complex located atop the primary relic mining location. The complexity of this object is unique. Communications. The film abruptly cuts out, and Kingsley's face reappears.
The rest of this information is classified. Hopefully you get the main idea. Nashville is a very special place, requiring people with both special qualifications and special clearance level, though yours will do for your task.
So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, watch this to learn about it. Oh, and by the way, we can't tell you anything because it's fucking classified. And if you click that, that's exactly what it'll tell you, so there's no point.
Martin adjusts his glasses.
So, the task. Nashville base stopped transmitting and receiving signals yesterday evening. A reconnaissance group was sent out earlier today, but we haven't heard anything from them yet either.
Ooh.
The chief officer rubs his forehead.
Normally, I would never give this task to a newcomer like yourself, but I just don't have enough people.
And treat them better and they'll probably stick around.
He looks down at the documents again.
Furthermore, the group was lacking someone with your specialization. It has been reported that nearby anomalous zones are unusually active. I suspect a scientific approach will be needed to resolve their communication problems.
I don't think he said that to me last time.
Kingsley is looking into the camera once more.
Your task is to get to Nashville, figure out whatever's behind the communication problem, get in touch with the group, and work with them to solve the problem.
Okay.
The chief officer carefully returns the documents to the folder. You notice his hands tremble slightly.
Go downstairs. The truck must be waiting for you in storage. This task is urgent, but a small delay is acceptable if there's anything you need to settle here first. That is all. Any questions?
Oh, let's get going.
Kingsley's hand reaches toward the camera.
Great to hear. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Right, so, in case anyone decides to play this, I am an idiot, and when I played this, I came out here and down here. And that's where you would be going if you weren't being given a special mission. That's where you go to get the bus. I did not see that this opened here. So you go in here, and then out into here. Just in case, you know, you need to know. But that looks like you're all the way around there, which I was also unaware of. However, I will not be doing that today. I will be going out here, straight over here, and getting started. There we go. There's a woman in the driver's seat.
Oh, good day.
I'm Claire Morgan. You're the novice going to Nashville, right? What's your name? How do you feel? Do you mind if I smoke in the car? Introduce yourself. Glad to meet you too. How did you like the load capsule and the funicular? I've got nuts. You want some? Or candy and chocolate-covered fruit? Ooh, actually, that doesn't sound bad. Climb into the carrying, plot yourself down the passenger seat, and lean back in the chair. Are we going then? Should probably go now. The roads are bad. Very little asphalt. Dirt tracks mostly. God willing, we'll get there before the storm hits. Mind if I turn the radio up a bit? Do you like music? Blues? Gospel? I, for instance, like. Cuts off. And then you hear that. And that's it. So it'll get to an area in... Yeah, it gets to here. And we'll just let it all load in. Just like that. And then if I can, I'll open up the menu and see if I can save.
The highway to C12 Nashville is blocked by an anomalous storm, and you're forced to detour over a mountain pass. Soon, the radiator boils over, and you have to stop.
Okay, so that is where I'm going to leave this episode. Hopefully you folks have enjoyed looking at this game. If you want me to continue, please do tell me. If not, we'll leave it there, but I quite like it. I like it. I think it's a fun game. But thank you for watching. As I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm repeating myself for my outro. I'm a fucking moron. Please do the usual. Like, subscribe, comment, bell, and hopefully I'll see you for whatever the next one is. Cheers.